Hello, this is Idodmg and welcome back to the channel. In this Path of Exile 2 video, I want to talk to you about the Ascendancy classes for the Mercenary. You can become a Witch Hunter or a Gemling Legionnaire. We're going to talk about both of them. And at the time of recording this video, I have not played Path of Exile 2. We're going to be going off their forum post where they showed all the Ascendancies, and I'm excited to talk about them with you today. Let's go ahead and talk Path of Exile 2 Mercenary. At the start of early access on December 6th, and that, again, at the time of the recording, it is still not early access time, and so I'm just sorting through all the Ascendancies and deciding what I want to go at the start of early access. Probably when you see this video, we're probably all going to be way deep into the game, hopefully, and just enjoying PoE 2. Man, I can't wait to play it. Anyway, at the start of early access, there is going to be 12 different Ascendancies you can choose from, 6 different classes, 2 Ascendancies each. And today, we're going to be talking about the Mercenary. Let's go ahead and kick it off with the Witch Hunter. So when I first looked at the Mercenary, I thought, meh, there's some interesting things in here, but there's more interesting Ascendancies. But maybe my opinion on that can be swayed. So the Witch Hunter here, and again, this is the Mercenary. They have guns, crossbows, kind of that whole theme type deal, which is usually pretty fun. Kind of reminds me of like the Demon Hunter or something like that. The first one here is Weapon Master. This is going to give 20 passive skill points, become weapon set skill points. I don't actually know exactly what those weapon set skill points will look like, but I'm assuming that's going to be so that you can choose like which weapon type you kind of want to go and get buffs for that specific weapon type. Again, purely an assumption there. Let me know down in the comments. If honestly, anything in here, if you think you have a different opinion on, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Next up, we have Pitiless Killer. Pulling Strike is what this is. Pulling Strikes kill normal enemies. This is basically like a kill threshold, right? And the more rare the monster is, the higher threshold it has. So if a normal enemy is at 30% life, it's instantly killed. Magic at 20, rare at 10, and unique at 5%. And again, when their health reaches that threshold, they just die instantly, basically. So this is kind of a nice thing. I've always liked killing threshold. I always thought it was pretty fun. And so I think this is just makes all of your hits culling strikes, is what it looks like from this. Next up, we have Judge, Jury, and Executioner. And this is going to unlock Decimating Strike. What this is if you hit a full life enemy, you're going to remove between 5% and 30% of life. And that health is actually removed, and then the hit is applied. So between Decimating Strike, taking off their full health bar, taking it down to that percentage, and then dealing damage, and then getting that kill threshold, instant kill, could be pretty fun, actually. Now we have another mechanic here, and this one I had to read it a few times, but I think I've wrapped my head around it here. This is called Concentration. And this is going to make it so that enemies have less cooldown recovery rates. They're not casting their spells or whatever as much. And the lower their concentration, the less cooldown recovery rate they have. It will scale all the way down to 50% less cooldown reduction when you get their concentration down to 0. So think about it this way. They have a concentration. Once you've broken that concentration down to 0, they have maximum cooldown recovery rate reduction so that they're not casting their stuff as quickly. I think we could put it a little bit simpler than that. Break their concentration, they can't concentrate on attacking you as quickly. Maybe that makes a little bit more sense. Anyway, so where this mechanic concentration is going to come into play here is with Witchbane. Enemies have maximum concentration equal to 40% of their maximum life. You will break enemy concentration on hit equal to 100% of the damage dealt. Enemies will regain concentration 10% every second if they have not lost concentration in the last 5 seconds. As long as you're hitting them at least every 5 seconds, you're going to be getting that concentration level down. And really, this could be really good for survival and defensive capabilities as well. So I see a lot of potential with this, actually, just for tankiness and survival, I guess, really. And then the kill threshold, well, maybe this Ascendancy could be pretty fun. Let's keep going here. We have No Mercy. You're going to deal up to 30% more damage to enemies based on their missing concentration. There you go. There's the damage elements. That concentration is not only making it so they're not casting as frequently, you're also going to deal more damage to them based on how much concentration they are missing as well. Okay, I could see this class. Obsessive Rituals is going to give you a new skill called Sorcery Ward, and you're also going to have 50% less armor and evasion. Sorcery Ward is a spell. It will passively manifest a protective barrier that's going to take elemental damage from hits for you until it is depleted. So it's kind of like it's not really an energy shield, but you can kind of think of the same type of mechanic where you have a shield that's going to shield you against elemental damage and then until it's depleted. Once it is depleted, it will instantly recharge the full value after a short delay, after it stops taking damage or is fully depleted. So kind of little shield there to help you out. And again, that's just going to be elemental, so it's not going to be physical and stuff like that. So you're going to want to figure out some other ways to play around that defense layer as well. With that sorcery ward, you can take it a step further here and get ceremonial ablution. I don't know. Maybe that's a new word for me, but I tried my best there. What this is going to do, it's going to give you 50% increased effect of that ward. And it's also going to make the ward recover 50% faster, which you're definitely going to want that. Like if you're going to the ward, you're definitely going to want that note as well. Last but not least, we have Zealous Inquisition. This is a 10% chance for enemies that you kill to explode. When they explode, it will deal 100% of their maximum life as physical damage. In this chance, that 10% chance for this explosion to occur is doubled against undead and demons. 10% chance and on kill, we'll have to see. Usually the on kill stuff is great for packs, not so great for single target, but we'll have to see. I'm more interested in the kill threshold and then that decimating strike too on full life enemies. I don't know. Maybe we'll go Witch Hunter. I don't know. That is the Witch Hunter. Let's go ahead and talk about the Gemling Legionnaire. This one. So the Gemling Legionnaire, I read through this one, and this one seemed pretty strong. There's quite a bit of character power in this Ascendancy. The very first one here is plus 10% to quality of all skills. You can also get +1 to the level of all skills. Pretty good. You can get a 30% less cost of skills. That's great. You can spam more and then hopefully not have to get as much mana regen on your gear. Kind of free up some affix slots there. Skill gems have 30% more attribute requirements. But then if you look down here at adaptive capability, attribute requirements of gems can be satisfied by your highest attribute. So the way I read that is, let's say you're doing a dex build. If the gem has any form of dexterity requirement, as long as dex is your highest attribute, you can use that gem. I assume that's how that's going to work. Back up here to integrated efficiency, you can get 3 additional skill slots. That sounds really good. I don't know if that's really going to be necessary. I mean, it's not like you want to be trying to balance a whole bunch of different skills, but if those 3 extra skill slots could be like buffs of some sort or something like that, that could be really good. We also have Gem Studded. You can now use 2 copies of the same support gem in different skills. This is really awesome. So the way PoE2 works is you have an ability gem or skill gem that's going to, give you the actual ability, and then you can support that ability, make it do different things with support gems. Now, by default, you can only have, like, let's say you want to go support gem that gives you more physical damage. You can only have more physical damage on one. You can only have one equipped. So you can't put more physical damage on every single ability type thing. But with this, you could use that physical support gem on 2 different skills. So that's pretty cool. Down here, you can get more to your maximum cold, fire, and lightning resistances per the type of support gem that you have socketed. This, it's great. Resistances are obviously great, and being able to get the maximum resistance. I'm not going to say it's super OP, but I'm sure it'll be pretty good. We did talk about the adaptive capabilities here and the enhanced effectiveness. So inherent bonuses from intelligence, strength, and dex are doubled. It literally just makes your attributes double beneficial. So this one, I feel like with the Gemling Legionnaire is more about just pure like character power instead of being like a niche ascendancy type of class. Whereas with that Witch Hunter, I feel like this one has a really good identity with the kill threshold and the decimating strike. That is the Mercenary Ascendancy classes with the Witch Hunter and the Gemling Legionnaire. Which one are you going to go at the start of early access? Let me know down in the comments. If I were to choose between one or the other, I'd probably check out the Witch Hunter. The Witch Hunter sounds more interesting, but the Gemling Legionnaire to me sounds a little bit more powerful, maybe. I don't know if that makes any sense, but we'll have to see. 12 different ascendancies. I'm seriously still torn on which class I want to go at the start of early access. And that's going to wrap it up for this Path of Exile to the Mercenary Ascendancy class guide preview video. Hopefully you found this video useful and or entertaining. If so, don't forget that like button and subscribe to the channel if you think I've earned it. Please consider becoming a YouTube channel member today. Unlock some pretty fun perks such as behind the scenes, bloopers that I find while editing videos, as well as early access to videos when I release a whole big batch. It also helps out the family a lot, but don't forget your view alone means the absolute world. As always, thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next video.